Happy New Year's. Happy New Year's. January 1st, Wednesday of 2025. Wow, a whole year has passed. Looking forward to another year. You know what? This is something interesting. In one of Gann's, I guess, courses or teachings, he says that January 1st is really not the New Year's, it's really March. March, I think, is the 21st, is really the beginning of the new year. So, something to think about if you wanted to get down deep into the rabbit hole. That's according to his research and what he's a study that March is really the New Year's, and but we've been celebrating January 1st, but it's really March. It kind of makes sense, spring, um, starting the beginning of things, growing and blossoming, and looks like a start of life. But somehow in our current state, we celebrate New Year's when things are dying or dead. Sometimes it makes you wonder if you're in sync with nature on the way things should really be going. But that's another topic. But that makes it to be pondering. I need to look at or find where I read that. But it made me go into some deep rabbit holes and start looking into March. I think it's the 21st of March as a possible start of New Year's and when things started changing and whatnot. But anyway, I digress. It's just I get into some rabbit holes like that. Look at the Dow Jones. So far, a little pullback here. I think the trend is still up. Nothing's really gone really crazy and ugly. So maybe we could get another bounce. Maybe retest this high. S&P, same thing. We just took out last week's low, but not really any damage to these candles. The Dow looks a little more weaker, but S&P is intact. Trend is to the upside. Nasdaq, big tech, still to the upside. Russell, nice little pullback. Maybe you could do a trend line. Maybe there's some support right there. Maybe a buying opportunity into January. Nikkei just hasn't gone anywhere. This kind of reminds me of crude, the energy sector. It's just been choppy woppy. No movement here. Just back and forth unless you're going in and out. This is your market. You go short, you go long, you're just going back and forth until you get something like this. But definitely not like the US market. Euro, same thing. Just hasn't gone nowhere for, you can say, for the whole year since April. It's just been super chop fest. Let's look at the Russell. Let's see right there, Russell. The DAX, sorry. DAX is pretty good. It reminds me of the US market. It's, trending higher. VIX got this nice little pop, but then kind of pulled back. So there's not really much volatility as of now. But we shall see. The energy sector. This is the weekly chart I've been showing you. You go to the monthly, you can see that since September, we haven't gone nowhere. It's just kind of going sideways, but especially in this area right here. Crude hasn't done anything. Same thing here. Heating oil, all the same thing. September, October, November, December, super chop fest. No movement at all. Kind of makes me think there's probably gonna come a squeeze play somewhere. I need to just look at the charts. What I like to wait is for like indicator to especially like a bull kick around the weekly to kind of tell me, things could start, moving, and then I'll start looking and analyzing. But there's like no clue. There's like no heads up. Like, hey, be careful. But you know what? If you go into the weekly's interesting because we've been so congested right here. And it looks like maybe it wants to start doing something. Maybe do a trend line coming down here. You probably got a little more to go. But once this head sticks out, maybe there might be a possibility. But so far, uh, it could probably do the same thing like this and maybe go back. I just need to look at the charts. But so far, natural gas has been the one that's been moving here and trending higher. The only thing I don't like is this big doji candle. But it's just a doji candle. You know, it could continue going higher. But a lot of sellers came in hard this week. And look at that big push down. RBOB, same thing. Chop Fest. Looks like maybe you got a little triangle pattern right here. And it looks like maybe it wants to do something. I don't know. We'll see. Let's look at the bonds real quick. Just pretty much, not Chop Fest. It's been trending, but it's just been trending lower. I don't know if this is going to hold. So it'll be interesting to see if that's going to hold right here. If that's some support. On the 30-year. On the 10-year, you got a little more to go. Same with the 5-year. The 2-year kind of broke this support here, dipped in a little bit, but you know, there's nothing really there as a trend line. So yeah, there's still, you know, the only thing probably you want to put is one down here. Let's see. Softs. I don't really trade softs, but you know, cocoa looks like it retested the high, and it looks like it's borderline either a failed new high or is going to push higher. Coffee is pushing higher. Lumber kind of side, well, double top maybe. You got a gap fill, it just filled it, and now it still wants to decide what it's going to do from here. Cotton, very, very weak. Just kind of sideways here. Orange juice still grinding higher. I mean, look at the monthly. You can see that it's still trending. Sugar, just kind of sideways, consolidating. Coffee, you can see that it's pushing higher. And cocoa, got this nice high, pulled back, and another explosion high. So yeah, when you go to the monthly, you can see that things are moving even more. The weekly, kind of see this kind of move. But yeah, if we could close above here and push higher, maybe cocoa could continue. Metals, I know a lot of people trade gold. So far, you know, we did a high in November and then just kind of sideways, not taking out some lows, especially that low. So that's good. Silver, 35. I'm surprised it hasn't even pushed higher. 30. I own both of these. So let's see how that's going to play out. Platinum, nothing but pure chop fest. My Lord, look at this thing. All the way from 800, not even counting like this high, like what, 1300. It's more like this right here. It just hasn't done anything. And it looks like now, but you know, it might be a good thing for scalping here and there, you know, trading 4 hour or whatever. But it hasn't done anything. Copper, just kind of sideways. Look at the weekly. The weekly, you kind of just see you got some swings, but yeah, it's just hasn't done anything from 1,000 to like 900. Copper 4.5, just kind of range bound. Palladium, this is the one I got rid of all my uranium and was trying to play this, but so far it's not playing. It's not playing with me. Back to 900. I mean, you did get this nice move up here. It would have been nice if it would have been like a wave 2 going into wave 3, then things would have changed. And maybe there's a beginning of a nice trend to the upside. But so far, Palladium is not ready to trend higher. I will have to look at these cycles in the chart and just kind of see. But so far, just looking at this, you can see that nothing's really happening with Palladium. The meat market, very interesting. Live cattle consolidated, and it looks like it wants to push higher. Same thing with feeder. Lean hogs just kind of sideways, but you can see live cattle, they want to like push higher. Grains, corn looks pretty good. Maybe this is the beginning of a move, do a trend line. It looks like maybe there could be a breakout to the trend line. So that's a good one maybe to keep an eye on. Soybeans, maybe it's a start. I mean, it could continue pushing lower, but could be. Let's see. Oats, there's nothing there. Rice, nothing here. Soybean meal, but soybeans, nothing there. Wheat, just sideways. Chop fest. Canola, chop fest. Yeah, nothing here. Only good one would probably be corn. That is really moving. I mean, if I was just to do the monthly corn, could be starting a breakout or to start trending, reversing. I don't know. It might be seasonality wise. I'm not too sure. Currencies. This is interesting. The dollar. Remember that high, 114? My analysis pretty much nailed it right there, turning point. I thought it was going to go lower, but for some reason, this 100 held really good. And now it broke above here. So just by looking at this, and I don't know if it's a Trump trade or something, but it looks like just by the price action that it wants to retest 114. Yeah. And I don't know if this is some kind of move to, show its dominance again. I will have to look at all, the site, just kind of start again from scratch and just kind of see, look at my analysis where I left off and see if this thing wants to, maybe continue going higher. I know a lot of people are calling about this crash. What's funny is on YouTube when everybody's talking about the dollar's done, is dead or whatever. You look at price action and it's doing the opposite. You get this thing that it pops, kind of consolidating here. This is where the dollar's dead. The currencies out there that wanna, I can't remember right now. I think I'm brain dead. Anyway, the countries that are forming their own currencies to the BRICS. There you go, the BRICS. I don't know if it's gonna get backed by gold, whatever they're doing. They wanna, they have their own thing going, and everybody on YouTube was like saying, "Yeah, the dollar is dead. It's done. That's it. It's over." And look, the dollar's doing the opposite. They just took out this high, unless it's a head fake to really go down. But so far, it hasn't shown any of that. So I think the play right now, and I did go short on the dollar. I mean, not the dollar. I went long on the currencies, and I got blown away. I mean, not blown like I blew my account, but I got stopped out with a loss. So now my game plan is to do some little research here on the dollar and maybe trade short euro, and maybe the other currencies that are affected by the dollar, and then see if what the dollar wants to do is retest that 114, and maybe wants to continue higher. I don't know. We have to determine that with the analysis, but it looks like the euro may want to test this low again. So we kind of went this and this for 23 and 24, halfway, now pushing lower. The yen still down. The pound is like much stronger than the euro, but could potentially go down. CAD, Swiss. This is the monthly. Let's look at the weekly. Yeah, look at that. Pull back, still pushing higher, and not even a fail new high. Like it wants to go higher. Same thing with euro, but if you go zoom out, that's when you can see the big picture. Let's look at Aussie. Aussie looks good for, if this doesn't hold right here at 61.90, it could go all the way to 0.55. And I hear a lot of people saying that the Aussie is very, very weak. So yeah, so this could be potential short euro. New Zealand dollar. Wow, look at that. It's already close to the bottom. Look at that. It bounced off of here, came down 2022 sideways. This one is probably too late to short. Yeah, this was probably too late to short, but yeah, this would probably be maybe. But then again, it's like you're gonna think the dollar still has more room to go. But I don't know the correlation between the New Zealand dollar and that. That might be something to look at. But these are the ones I am going to be watching. Maybe do a little research on this one. And this one probably might work out just because you're probably going to get ahead. You're probably getting in early if it's going to go and test the slow. And if the dollar's going to test 114 and push higher, these guys are going to get really affected. Let's see what we have here. Crypto. Let's look at the monthly. You should look at the monthly. So far, Bitcoin looking good. Hasn't taken out. Oh, is that already January? That's right. This market continues trading. Yeah, you haven't taken out the low, so it's still good. I mean, still good. Inside monthly bar. It's not bad. Got this nice move. Not as strong as Bitcoin here. Ethereum. Yeah. XRP. This is nice. Look at the weekly. Yeah, so far, nice pullback. Could it continue going higher? Could be possible. Yeah. Let's go back to our futures. So I think I will be looking at crude oil. I want to see if does it make sense to could go higher, and obviously looking at natural gas. Our Bob looks like it may want to go, and I think that's it. And currencies, want to do some analysis on the US dollar. Some things I think I got wrong on natural gas. I thought that December was going to be very weak, and it didn't play out. November, December, and it did the opposite. So it shows that sometimes seasonalities, even though there's statistics behind it, and patterns and whatnot, this year it didn't play out. Unless it's one of the late things that is going to play out later. I don't know. But so far, it's strong. Got a nice little pullback here. You got a gap. So let's see if that's going to get filled and then continue going higher, or if not even fill it. Just grind higher. But one thing I do notice is that sometimes when crude, and not always, I mean, you could go maybe on the weekly. Sometimes when crude, natural gas, is brothers and sisters, they start trending higher. It builds pressure on nat gas, and it's not always. It's very weird. It just happens here and there. And then looking at this doji, I don't know if these guys are going to start grinding higher, and it's going to bring pressure. But it's kind of like an inverse thing. But you can see it doesn't play out all the time here, and I guess in July they were all going down, and you can see that it went down too, but then it trend higher and they all went sideways. So it doesn't play out always. So it'll be good to monitor what's going to happen here if there's some kind of movement on the energy sector, and if there's going to bring pressure here. Another thing also to consider is the weather. They're talking about some really strong cold weather coming up. I don't know. We'll see. Could it bring demand to natural gas? We shall see. And also the things of Ukraine and Russia and the natural gas that they're working on over there. All these little moving parts that are happening that have natural gas possibly moving higher. Maybe this is the beginning of the move that has just been happening. But remember, nothing goes in a straight line. It's just kind of this kind of stuff, zigzagging. But if it's going to grind higher, it's going to be doing some kind of movements like that. So maybe a buying opportunity once it bottoms out for another leg higher. But I'll leave it there. I just wanted to kind of look at the markets and just kind of see what happens, what has happened, what are the trends, and I'm noticing a few things that I'll be looking into and see if there's something of a trading opportunity. Well, I'm going to sign out. I'll be reaching out to one person that I want to do an interview with. Hopefully this month, maybe next month, but I'm going to start going in that direction and then just see how that goes. But it's going to be mostly on people in regards to the energy sector. I'm going to sign out. Enjoy your day. Markets are closed, I believe. They should be. And we'll resume tomorrow and see what is going to be going on natural gas.